Welcome to day 334 of our BU 365-day challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. We're doing one thing every day this year that moves us toward what we want, that helps us to become a better version of ourselves. We've done a lot this year, but today is No Nonsense November, day 30. It's the last day of something I started a few years ago where in November, instead of No Shave November, like the guys up north do when they go hunting, I decided I would do No Nonsense November. And I just started, the first year I made a brainstorm list of some of the biggest lessons I've learned in my life. And every day I shared one. And so I decided I would do that for part of the challenge. And today's is, I'm going to sneak a sip of coffee from my cute little friendship mug. Today's is, you can create the blank that you want. And I decided I would fill in, you can create the life that you want. Now, I didn't always believe this. I used to think that we were just born and we were supposed to figure out our purpose, and we would go through our life and things would happen and we would get some big epiphany as to what we were here for, what our purpose was. And I've talked about this a little bit before. Then I realized, and it wasn't until probably I was 50, that my purpose, and really everybody else's purpose on the planet, is, and through this life experience, is to live our life and learn from the journey as only we uniquely can. And each of us, as part of that journey, will contribute to the universe or the world or the globe or whatever, to our lives in different ways, the ways that work and feel best for us. But that's our purpose, is to just enjoy the journey and figure out what feels best and works best and is for us, so that we can create the life we want. So I decided today I would share 8 ways that you can create the life that you want. And then I'll give some tips about it. And our action item today is just to think about the life that you want, the overarching type of life you want. What are the big things you want to make sure happen and you experience in your life? And then just share one thing that you'll do, a step that you'll take today to move toward that, to make that a reality. And I'll share mine. Maybe I'll think about it as I'm talking, but I haven't decided exactly what it is going to be today, because I like to do the challenge right along with you, so I can experience and feel how it feels to do one thing every day that helps me to create the life I want and become the person I want to become. Because I don't think I'm ever going to be done, right? If I thought I would ever be done, or I'd ever be the exact person I want to be, as soon as I got there, just like achieving any goal, I know that I would want something more or something different or something more expansive, whatever it might be. So what are some tips to creating the life that you want? Number 1, I need my magnifying glass, right? Because I can't see very well, and I need it as a tool to help me create the life that I want. Number 1, decide what you want out of life. Well, that makes sense, right? We've talked about it dozens of times this year. In order to create what you want, in order to get what you want, you have to first know what that is. What do I want? What do I want in my life? What do I want for relationships? What do I want for my career, my way to make an income? What do I want for my physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence? How do I want those things to look? And we've done that. We did that at the beginning of the year. We've been working toward that all year. And at the end of the year, we'll do maybe early next year, we'll do a review of, we'll do a bonus call of a review of what's changed, how have you progressed, and what do you want to do going forward? Because like I said, I don't think we're ever going to be done becoming the person that we want to be. Number 2, start to envision that your life is already how you want it to be. So visualize your life exactly how you want it to be. You know what you want. Now visualize you in the picture. And we talked about this Power Vision movie. Jim Edwards taught me that. He's an online marketing copywriting guy. And he taught me and a bunch of other people about Power Vision movies, where you play a movie in your mind of you in the situation as you want it to be, with all of your senses, right? Sight, sound, smell, taste, feel, everything. And the more detailed, the more specific you are, the more quickly you'll find yourself in that picture and in that movie. So visualize it as if you've got it already. Number 3, think about the experiences that make you happy and repeat them. Well, now there's a good idea. How often do we do something that's successful, at least in our careers and our businesses, and then we never do it again? We're like, okay, that was fun. Or And my dad's a great example of this. When he was alive, he was actually and maybe this is why I do that too now, but he became a duplicate bridge player, and he was the youngest life master, which is the highest thing you can become when it comes to duplicate bridge. I don't really understand it. I was a kid when it happened. But as soon as he achieved that goal, he pretty much stopped playing bridge and went on to something else and started to be a business and entrepreneurial guy. And so sometimes we do something, we achieve something, and then we know that we achieved what we want out of that thing, and we move on to something different. So think about the experiences that make you happy and repeat them. Now, I think how he repeated them was by finding new things that he had that were a challenge and were exciting for him. Number 4, become goal-oriented. We've talked about this a lot as well. You got to have a goal so you know what you're shooting for, right? You get in your car to go somewhere, you got to know what your destination is before you know which direction to drive the car. Even when you go for a walk, you need that, right? I need to know where I'm going when I'm going for a walk, or I'm just wandering around aimlessly, which I do that sometimes because sometimes I just want to be outdoors in nature. I wanted to do the video outside today. I'm in Texas, and I thought I could. It's sunny and beautiful. It's a little breezy, and it's still a little too cold for me to be out there this morning. Number 5, forget the past. That is a biggie. We've talked about that as well. If you're living in the past or thinking about the past or worrying about the past or regretting the past, guess what? You're missing what's going on right now. You have to live in the present moment because can't do anything about the past. I don't know anyone that has the ability to change the past. What's happened, right? Nothing we can do about it. Hopefully we've learned the lesson. Now is the only time we can affect. Now is what's creating the results that we'll see in the future. In the future, that's not guaranteed either. Number 6, don't worry about what others are going to think. That is a big one. We've talked about that as well. So often, especially it seems the younger we are, and a lot of people outgrow this, but I don't think most people do, is comparing ourselves to others, worrying about what other people think. I remember as a kid especially, not as a kid so much, but as a teenager when peer pressure really kicks in, and a little less so as a college student, somewhat in corporate America, running my own businesses, pretty much just shut off the I don't care what other people, or turned on the I don't care what other people think valve, because I knew that they're not paying my bills, they're not making decisions and choices for me, they're not going to take responsibility for the deal with the consequences of my actions, so why do I care what they think about things? It's always hardest with family, at least in my case, to turn off what people say and think. But I always consider the source these days, and if the person that's criticizing me or giving me feedback that I consider negative feedback has never done what I'm doing that they're giving me feedback on, then it kind of goes in one ear and out the other. But I do listen for pieces of the feedback that I can use, that I do need to hear, that I can benefit from. Number 7, let go of fear. I did a whole annual challenge, and if you're curious about that, I did one thing every day that scares me. I did a 365-day challenge. It's available in the Get Up and Go Challenge Facebook group. You can go there and you can sign up. You got to answer the 3 questions. We don't have anybody in there spamming. But all of those, I can't remember what guide they're under, but there's a whole guide of those to help me, because I wanted, like everyone else, to stretch my comfort zone and to not be afraid of things. Mainly back then, my fear was doing videos, live videos. Number 8, communicate your wishes to other people. If there's other people that have done what you want to do, you can learn from them and communicate with them about the thing that you want to create in your life. Also, if there's people that will help you and support you and hold you accountable to the things that you want to create and the person you want to become, communicate with them. Maybe you get an accountability partner for the challenge or for anything that you want to accomplish in your life. And they're just somebody that you know, love, and trust, and they know, love, and trust you, and they want to help you to create the life that you want. So those were some ways that you can create the life you want. Some tips for that, I read a bunch of different lists. Make a plan, stop making excuses. That's always a good one. Create a routine or habits. Our habits and our routines actually create our life. The vast majority of things we do are on a subconscious level, but they are habits and routines and automatic ways of responding to things. And if those support us and move us toward what we want, great. But if they're habits and routines and processes and systems that we automatically do that don't move us toward what we want to say, maybe I could replace that with a better habit or routine. What are some more tips? Track your progress. Exercise. We talk about all the ways to be healthy as a human. Be consistent. Slow down. Clear your mind. Think big. Get focused. Believe in yourself. Take action. All kinds of tips. There's all kinds of tips for anything we want to do. I would also say model somebody that's already created and done what you want. Don't copy them because your journey is going to be different than theirs, but model them. So our action item today, think of and apply some of these steps, but actually think about the life, your ideal life, what it's like. Visualize it for a couple minutes and share in the comments below one action item, one thing that you're going to do today to start moving you toward that. Maybe it's just sit down for a few minutes and visualize the life you want as if you have it already. That would be a great start, right? When we know what we want, we can start moving toward it. And we can get everything else, all the energy and all the other people and all the other resources in the universe behind us when we're visualizing that. Because visualization takes energy, creates energy, puts energy out into the world, and that's how we get energy back. Remember, everything is energy and an exchange of energy and value. So if we're putting energy towards something that we want, the rest of the world will respond to that. All right, if I can help you anyway, ask. Otherwise, have a fantastic day. And I will be with you tomorrow for a change of direction for the month of December. It's December 1st already. We only have like 31 days left of the challenge. It's amazing. When we begin the annual challenge, it seems like, oh, an annual challenge, I could never do that. It's going to take forever. And before we know it, we're almost to the end. All right, if I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.